beautiful. So let's
Somebody is talking there.
So somebody says here, Ambiante, they used it and it was running, or it was running.
Okay.
So somebody is mentioning that they've used it, it cracked, then also it gets some spots when after some time. Like about 24 hours, like it gets spots before they take to the customer. So maybe I'll hand over to Chef Steve to continue.
Okay. For those who have used and it cracked, the problem that comes from there is that you whip the cream, then you over whip it. After you over whip it, with Ambiante, the more it stays, it stabilizes. So it's going to harden to an extent that sometimes you'll not be able to mask on a cake. To be like following you with a palette knife. It's that hard. So you're supposed to whip it. We are going to whip it to have soft peaks. Then from there, leave it. It's going to harden. You put it in the fridge, it's going to harden. If you want to use it directly, you just whip. You get the somehow hard peaks. Use it directly, and then to be good with you. For somebody who used it and ran, which speed did you use? Speed.
Whipping speed. The previous Ambiante was okay. The previous one before we changed the package.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, it's only the packaging that we changed. We did not interfere with the quality of the product. So what happens if it's running? There are measures that you're supposed to take. If the cream is not cold enough, and then you whip, it's not going to stabilize. For example, here it is indicated 5 to 7. If it's above that, it might be running. Secondly, if you over whip it, if you whip it at high, you're going to get bubbles. They are called the air pockets. But the more you whip, it's going to be like becoming more light. So you end up losing the packet by being runny. So it's better you go with medium speed for 5 to 7 minutes, depending on your mixing machine. Then you get a good product from there. The other one said? It's all. Okay.
Okay, when we talk of the storage temperatures, it's actually indicated there is storage temperature and there is whipping temperature. I'm pretty sure, okay, most of us, we don't follow the instructions, but it has to be changed. Like this one, it has been in the fridge for the last 12
hours. Yeah.
We kept it yesterday night. I just wanted to take through, just feel the coldness. It's one of the parameters that it's very key when if you want to get the right. All the packaging, just finish the whole even one off. It celebrates 100 years. But the quality of the you have not seen. So what we do this one, we do not have it from Topserve. Chef will illustrate to you how to whip it and at what speed that you need to whip it. Are we together?
Okay, from there, I'll take you shortly on what we have on the table as you check on the temperatures. How many of you do use baking tins?
Show of hands, how many of you use baking tins? Very high up, it's early in the morning. Okay.
Do you use the local ones or the imported ones?
Local import.
Right, the locals, and we have the imported. They are cheaper. Okay, we agree with you. They are cheaper. Now here we have the local baking tins, the imported baking tins, and then on the other side, okay, then we have the local ones here. With the imported tins and the local tins, what are the differences?
What are the differences? Anyone?
Uh-huh.
I have observed with the local ones, the corners sometimes they are not sharp, but with the imported ones, they tend to give very sharp, very good corners.
Okay.
That's the only observation.
Okay,
Thank
beautiful.
you for your answer. Hold on, let me give her praise. Today I'm giving praises for people who are active. Thank you very much. There you go. Anyone else?
The local or imported?
Local ones. You don't need like when it's square, nice one is bigger than the other. So when you're trying to like build two cakes at a time, they don't come out.
I agree with you.
Thank you. Present for you.
Okay, she's going to explain more on the baking tins that we have.
Very briefly, you can use the local ones like we just discovered or just we talked about, or you can use imported ones. And thank you for that comparison. I find the same thing. They leak, they won't be the right shape. And sometimes you have to layer cakes. You find your cakes are different layers. Then we have to come back. We have to start shaping the sides of those cakes, right? So I want to bring this pan around so you guys can see the difference when it comes to the imported ones. The other thing I want to tell you guys is that you can actually use another type of tin, right? It's called a loaf bag. Have you guys seen this? You have? Do you guys use it? Why? Let me pass it around and tell you why. Why don't you use it? Hand. Anyone? Why don't you use it? You can't reuse it. Okay, that's one thing. Thank you. Anyone else? It's expensive. All right. Anyone have another one? Here, we starting over here.
Number one, it's expensive. It's not reusable. And I've not find this locally available in the shops. To be honest,
I'll tell you, it is very locally available in Topserve. Yeah? They sell the low ones, this round ones, so that the ball. So I would encourage you to. Does anyone here do business, like big for business? Can I see hands? Be proud. Let me see hands. High up, high up, high up. Alright. So when most of you sell cakes, I imagine, do any of you sell cakes that are not frosted? All of you, most of you do frosted cakes. So just as an idea, if you want to introduce something else in your menu, you can be packaging this, costing and pricing correctly. Somebody else will be covering costing and pricing today, and just giving something unique, right? We're many bakers in the industry, and you can start considering using this, right? Because when you have something unique, people are interested, and you might get customers, all right? Just food for thought. So as we discussed, you can use local pans, but I would suggest using the imported pans, right? They also bake evenly. Has anybody ever baked with a local pan and you find place moja, it's dark, the other place is not as dark, right? So they give an even baking surface, right? And then again, you can start thinking of using hot wax instead, all right? Okay, so I'll hand over to Chef Steve.
Okay, I'll take you back to the same molds. Anybody who does fruit selling without decoration? Any other cake without decoration? These are the best for you. You just bake directly here, and then it's presentable. You don't have to give the cake, take a box, cover it. Then when it gets to the customer, to lift it is a problem. Just pack it in here. Then you say we send to your customer. It will look good. Now you get back to the other tools that we have here. The cupcake. How many use these ones? Only one person.
So these people who use them here.
Uh-huh. So, why are the others not using these ones? Sorry? These standalone. Not like the other ones. The other ones you need a tray so that you can put the cups. But these ones they stand alone. Just pack them on the tray, then the oven, then you remove each at a time. So why? Price.
I'm curious, for those who use them, do you cost more? Do you sell and maybe charge more for those ones? And people are still buying them. So you see these people who are actually using them, right? Just makes you look unique in the market. Because let's be honest, the baking industry is growing. There's a lot of us. So we have to start differentiating ourselves, right? So this is something to consider. And like he's saying, you see, you just bake with the cup by itself. You don't need a pan. So it makes it really easy to just cool, pack, and to your customer.
Okay. And then we have the beads part of it. I know most of you knows how to use these ones. These ones. And these ones. They are familiar to each one of you. Okay. The chocolate mods. How many?
How many are using the polycarbonate ones? Hands? I just want
One.
Just one. Which ones of you use the silicone ones? Hands for the silicone. Okay, and then for these other ones, these clear polycarbonate ones. Just one person. Okay.
How do you handle this one?
You
you smear some oil
Uh-huh.
so that whatever the product you want will not stick to come out well. Easy.
Will it be shiny?
Not really.
Yeah. Because if you are smearing oil, chocolate by itself is made with oil. So it might not be shiny. Excuse Bilha. Bilha.
Personally, I rarely use oil. I just put it directly. To keep it stable, either use a chopping board or one of the cake boards and tap it so that you get rid of any air bubbles. I find it slightly shinier, but not as shiny as I would have preferred.
Yeah. Now when you use this one, to be more shiny. Yeah. This one is the best for chocolates. You get it shiny, and you are able to play around with the board the way you want. What you need, the storage is the only problem that you might have. Make sure that if you have two, this head and the other one, the head are on the same page, so that you don't scratch them. Just that. Sorry?
Kindly remember the name of that kind of mold.
Polycarbonate. Okay.
And again, don't ask how he's going to do it practically, and then we see the shininess together.
Okay. When you're melting chocolate, how do you do it? You might have compound or the real chocolate. How do you do it? Tell us.
Anyone here?
Double boiling. Uh-huh. What? Microwave.
I usually use the microwave intervals.
Yeah. So double boil, microwave is the same, but with the double boil you must be careful because of the water. The steam do affect the chocolate. Yeah. Any question? When you're double boiling, it's good, you're going to get a good chocolate, but the problem is the steam that you get from there. Because the vapor goes up, comes down. It lands in the chocolate. So it's like you're adding water to so you don't expect something that is shiny. Yeah? If you're using microwave, it's better for you. You start with 1 minute. Then from there, you do an interval of 1 minute, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 30 seconds, until it melts to 45 up to 50 degrees. And then from there, you cool it to 32 or 28 if it's a real chocolate. But if it's a compound, you're going to do up to 33, 36. Why? Because compound do harden very fast. Any question? Do you have chocolate in Topserve? Which one do you have? Bilha.
You're saying both compound and
And
the real one.
the real one.
Yes.
So which one is cheaper? What's the difference between the two?
That one I'll give a price. Who knows? Other than price, no?
I think the compound one is tempered chocolate. You can manipulate it.
Not quite. Anyone else?
The compound chocolate is harder and the other one is soft.
That's the texture of the chocolate. Uh-huh.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
The trial, I usually see the ingredient bit of it on the compound chocolate is mostly skimmed milk. It's additives, not pure cocoa, but the real chocolate is cocoa, cacao itself.
So to put it briefly, compound chocolate is a substitute and couverture chocolate is the real thing, right? Yeah, so that's why he's telling you they react differently. When you're using real chocolate, you have to temper, which is like you heat it up, take it down to another temperature. A compound, you just melt and use. But like he said, it actually hardens very fast, so you have to work very fast with it. Okay?
So why does it harden very fast? Sorry?
Hydrogenated fat inside. It's a mix-up of fat.
So the real chocolate is made of cocoa butter. The compound one is made of fats or vegetable oil. So the cocoa butter do melt at body temperature, but the compound oil or the oil used in compound do melt at temperature above 45 degrees. So that's where the problem is. Then you find that the oil that is used in making the compound is cheaper compared to the cocoa butter. That's why in price, one of them goes high. Any question? What is this? Fountain. What is its importance? What is its importance? Melting. Melting the chocolate. Who else? Actually, when you're using the fountain, you can use it when you have things like cookies, muffins. You can just pass it, then it's decorated already. For example, if I want to eat this one, I just come and pass it here. But cookies does well. But with cookies, it's easier. You just pass it, and you're done. Still, you can use the same chocolate when you want to pipe on a cake, because it's a good temperature. You just get it, then you decorate on a cake. It will be good for you. You'll be having a melted chocolate throughout. So now you go to the premixes. In Puratos, we have 5 types of premixes, but 2 of them have a chocolate version. 3 of them have chocolate versions. So anyone who have used our premixes? None.
Hands for anyone who has used Puratos premixes? No? Okay.
So we have those 5 textures but 8 because of the chocolate versions. We have the purple velvet, the red velvet, the muffin texture, that is Tegra satin. Then we have the sponge one. Like this one that I'm holding here is a sponge cake. And this one is the one for the muffin, the satin cream cake. So, how are the prices of our products? Because that might be the problem.
Let me ask, does anybody have a reason why they don't use premium?
Personally, where I am, people are, okay, tasema ni watu wa mashamba. So when you price your cakes expensive, they tend to outgo you because they say, hey, your cakes are expensive, not knowing the products that you are using. So you have to lower your prices so as to sustain your customers and have your products not being over expired.
Actually, you have a very valid point. It's all that when maybe you have never done the costings of the two from scratch and from the premixes, and then you do a comparison. And again, from premixes, you'll always have the consistency, same quality. And also the shelf life is very different from when you make them from scratch. For example, Black Forest, the premixes that we have for Black Forest, it can last to up to 7 days and refrigerated. That is when it is not decorated. Okay, when it is decorated, because of the cream and all that, it can last for 4 days, 4 or 5 days. But it's good that we compare the two between the scratchless premix cost wise in the cost wise.
So I'll have the chef actually demonstrate. From now on, we'll take questions. Ruben, he'll take your question. You can raise your hand so that you can actually go through the demonstration. As he prepares, I just want to mention to you guys, if you want to use the washroom, please use that door to come out. And then on this side, just turn right, go all the way to the end. You'll find the washrooms.
So we start with the chocolate. So for now I'm using Belclad real chocolate.
And just a point to note, some of the things that are being used, ingredients and equipment will be put in a group just so that it's easy, so you don't have to wonder what we're using, right? So somebody will put it in a group, like he said, he's using the Belclad real chocolate for you, okay?
Do Topserve sell the piping bags? Okay. This one that I'm using comes from Topserve.
Just a note, Topserve also sell bowls, so that's what he's using right now. Again, there's a display out there, and also the group is going to have some of these tools, but you can buy very high quality bowls with a very nice rubber bottom or silicone bottom. Go ahead.
Tachukua spatula, taitolea hapo.
For those who are here first, do you remember the three things we will be showcasing today? Who remembers? I will be giving prizes. Who remembers what's number one? Awesome. Definitely bringing your present in a minute. What was the second one? So we will be showcasing the importance of proper training.
Spatula kama kale kadogo uliletea.
Why you should shop at Topserve, okay? Alright, so let me give people some prizes.
Nipatie hiyo na ka plastic one kakutoa hiyo. Yeah.
So as chef prepares here, I just wanted to go through the baking process. I know we talked about the tins that you should use, right? You can use the local tins, you can use the imported ones, and you can use these hot packs. Right, what else we use to prepare the cake? You can use a mixer. As you can see, we have lots of mixer options. Topserve. What else do we use for mixing? Let's say I don't have a mixer. What else can I use? A whisk. Awesome. All right. So we mix with a whisk and a mixer. What else can I use for mixing?
The whisker comes by moving the wire. That is called the loom whisker.
Alright, another thing, another tool. You can also use a mwiko. What other thing, like instead of a mwiko, can I use? A spatula, rubber spatula, right? So we've mixed our cake. What is next? What am I using to mix this cake? On a table. You need bowls, right? So as you can see, Topserve has the bowls available as well. So I've mixed my cake. I want to bake it. I've put it in my pan, my hot pack or my imported pan. Exactly. You will be using parchment paper. Thank you. Yes, especially if you're doing sponge cakes, right? How do I prepare my pan? A spray, baking spray. Exactly. For those who don't use baking spray, what do you use? Use a pastry brush, right? So I will prepare my pan with a pastry brush and I'll apply what? Water? Oil? Butter? Margarine, right? Any kind of oil-based something. So Topserve, as you can see, have the pastry brushes. So I've prepared my pan, I've mixed my cake, I've put it in there. What's next?
Basically, you should know that what is the temperature if your oven is up and down side. Either you are making sponge, either you are making dry cakes. It should be temperature 10 to 15 degrees different from up or down. Depends on cake, it will be vary. So you need to go for a oven thermometer comes. You need to be check, and you need to be know that what is inside my thermometer. It is displays and the inside is both are similar or it's different. Neither your cake will spoil.
So you need an oven thermometer, right? Show of hands, how many of you use an oven thermometer in your oven? None of you do. No one uses an oven thermometer here. Please, when you finish, you go and buy an oven thermometer today. Yeah? Because like one of the things, since we do a lot of training as a Mari, and one of the questions we get is, oh, my cake is peaked, or there's a crack in between my cake, or my cake is very, very brown, or it's dry, right? And most of that happens because your temperature was too high, right? And if you're using like these home appliances, unfortunately, they don't always have consistent, like because the knob is 180 does not mean that that oven is 180. Who struggles oven temperature?
So hiyo amenunua zingine, leta hizo zako ndio tutawapatia nazo.
Come on, throw time. Let's be honest, right? Exactly, right? So if you buy a temperature, high temperature thermometer, and you hang it in there, you
I think this one is
know
around
where to put
25
the knob
pieces.
so that your oven is at 180, okay?
Sawa ni
So we,
uko na 100. Sawa, ungeleta hiyo 100.
oven is 180,
Amina.
then we bake our cake,
Sawa,
right?
sawa.
So we bake
Tutawapatia keki.
bake it come out.
Tutawapatia keki.
What tool would I need
Tutawapatia
after
keki
that?
for testing.
Anyone?
Tuko na biscuit, tuko na nini na TCC,
Thank you.
tuko na
So you
red
need a
velvet,
cooling rack,
pink
right, to
na
cook your
purple.
cakes, and Topserve actually sell cooling racks as well. So I cook my cake.
Depends on the type of cake. Some go for 15 minutes, some for 5 minutes, but most are 5 minutes.
Alright, so after some time, you remove your pan, but the awesome thing, if I'm using a hot pack, I don't have to do that, right? I just pack the cake and that's it. You see why it's a good idea to use hot pack? Okay then, so I have removed my cake from there and I'm ready to decorate.
It's okay, yeah. Nitatacha tu kidogo alafu.
So before we start, because there's some tools we need to decorate. Who can tell me some of the tools you use for cake decoration? Use a palette knife. Anyone else? Cake turntable. And as you can see, I have this thing here, right? Because Topserve sell them. So cake turntable, right? So nice, thank you, right? For leveling. Offset spatula. So we have various ones. Let me show you guys. But don't worry, these images will also be sent into the group, right? So you can be able to them. So we have a palette knife. Some people call it an icing spatula. It's straight, right? Like this one, and they have different sizes. And then you can also use an offset palette knife. It sort of has an angle, right? What else can you use to decorate other than those two? Who uses something else? Still on application.
This one I think
You can use a compact. Someone else. Anything else you can use? Scrapers. Exactly. You can use scrapers, right? Because like you'll notice everybody has a different style. There's people who love palette knives. There's people who like scrapers, right? So you can use those. And then you can use a comb for cake decoration. And then after that, we use nozzles that are here. Alright, so now I'll hand over to Chef Steve so that he can take us through the demonstration.
So we're going to mix a biante. This one packet opened. We're going to mix at medium speed. This machine is from?
So this is a merit mixer from Topserve. If you're shopping for a mixer, this is really good. We use it for like our sponge cakes and our whipped cream. Really effective.
So we have this one, and we have some more there. That's the hand mixer. You have the hard mixer, this one, and then tabletops, this is that one, different sizes, and they are all found in Topserve.
You questioned something about whipping speed and whipping temperature. I think it's good now you observe the speed at which the cream is whipping that, and it's going to form after how many minutes.
As we wait for the cream to whip, we're going to spread this cake. What is this? Nobody knows. Say Matu. Huh? Yeah. And we have the airbrush here. How many have these ones? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Uzuri wake ni gani? This one, you just charge and carry it. You don't have to connect it to the power when you are using it. Charge, carry it, then you're going to use it directly.
And I just want to mention there is different types of airbrushes. So there is what he has, which is a manual airbrush. There's also the electric one. There's different types. I just want to mention that. And they give you different service and some have more work, some have less work, right? So Topserve will be sharing the various airbrushes they have in the group. Okay?
We spray. Just switch the button and you start. Then pull this one backwards. What's the difference between this one and adding the color?
Anyone? What's the difference?
It takes very less, and same time it can spread uniformly all the sides, and it can sustain compare than whatever the existing we are doing. So it's a lot of benefit with this minimum quantity and maximum result.
Wow. Congratulations.
That's the exact reason why we use air, right?
Yeah. So, what if I wanted red color or black color? Should I add it in the cream or should I apply it in the airbrush? Because there are only three means: airbrush, gel, and adding directly to the cream. What happens when you add it directly to the cream?
Has anyone tried adding black or red to the cream? Yes, and here it says, what was your result?
Hmm? Hmm?
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Adding directly, the color tends to have some patches.
So patches of color and you get a diluted shade. Anyone else?
If you use a lot, you'll get a masterpiece. Oh, a bitter aftertaste.
Which is okay. It's true, you get bitter taste. Because if you're adding less color, if you want black color, you add little color to achieve the color that you want, you won't achieve it. So you are forced to add more color. And then, being that color is bitter, it's going to make your cream bitter. And your customer will not enjoy the cake. So the best way to use, it's either you use gel. Use gel, like this one. This is a gel, a clear gel. Use clear gel, or you use the sorry. So it's either you use a gel or what? Yeah. That way you'll achieve the color that you want and your cake won't be bitter. We together in that? Okay. Now we have the glitters here in the containers. And you want to finish this cake. Mm-hmm.
How do we get it? Is it packed as soap or you dilute it to mix something?
Actually, I did not dilute it. I used it as is. This one is ready to use. Yeah. Sugar flare. Colors.
Hello, maybe I could explain about the colors that have been asked. Sorry, I'm Simon from Topserve. And I have to explain about the colors. The colors we have on hand here is a sugar flare, and it's specifically used for airbrushing. And the food color that you use, of the food colors available in the market, have variables. So we'll just take a minute to explain that and answer Mom's question of what she does. We have the powder colors. All powder colors are salt based. That's why she was saying we get a bitter taste because the dye has to have a salt medium. And they're not ideal for using in a cream because they'll make it dry. That's why we go to the next point of having either gel colors or airbrush colors. Why this is called an airbrush color? The airbrush machine is a machine, the hole that releases the color is the size of your hair, one hair. So the color has to be very thin. That's why you have to invest in airbrush colors. You can go ahead and use the other colors, but your airbrush will get blocked. You can't use it. It won't help you. That's why we recommend you use the right color for the right purpose. And for The airbrush colors, you don't need to add or dilute anything. It's ready to use as it is. And for the airbrush colors, they usually choose those paint. Airbrush colors that have what you call the alcohol based, because the medium that carries the color. And it goes for the Muslim community that we have airbrush colors that don't have alcohol to cater for that. So there are two types. You come to the shop, make sure you get the right one based on your faith and what you have. But the common medium used in airbrush colors is isopropyl alcohol, so it's ethanol based to carry that. But so you don't need to dilute, because anytime you try to dilute, then you lose the intensity of the color. And on the airbrush colors, there are two types. This hot is used, the plain color, and the glitter. So again, you have to be very specific on the shade that you want. If you want glitter, make sure you get the one that has, the label is glitter, so it gives you a glittery finish. And the plain one gives you a plain finish. There's a common question whether I can use gel colors to use on airbrush. It's not something we recommend again because of the diluting. Anytime you dilute those colors, you don't achieve the exact shade. So that's why it's important to use the gel airbrush color. If you dilute the airbrush, you use it as a gel.
So you done on that? Finishing of cakes. Most of you knows how to do it. So you may have all these types of decoration that you have here, and just place on top, and then you get an elegant cake just from there. And what you require to do is to just add all those in. You can just decorate the way I've done, then you add the toppers on top of the cake, and then your cake is good to go. We have a variety of them, as you've seen, and then you have, what do you call them? What? Topper. We have this one. You can still use this one. It's a metallic. We still have these ones. By adding just those small things, you get a very good cake. And they are available at Topserve.
Just to add on what Chef is saying, number one, we do have a display outside that's going to showcase a lot of these paper topper. And especially for those who are a bit new in the industry, these are a great way of making your cake look amazing, right? With not a lot of effort. So it's not just these palms that are there, there's also the next toppers, as well as other things like the butterflies and all that. So just later, you'll pass through there and see some of the toppers that you can use, right?
Okay. So for example, you might have something like this one, and you want to place on this one, on the cake. You just place it, and then you do it practically. If you present this cake, does it look bad? Then you're good. Now we have this one, and I have all these. Yeah.
Show of hands who has used these plastic spheres that we are passing by.
Niangalie hii dakika kidogo nimalizie. Niangalie hii dakika kidogo nimalizie hii. So I have all these. Just take a single one, then you place. Hiyo imefika. Kwa sawa. Kwa sawa.
So as chef is completing on our cake, I just want to mention something. When you are doing any kind of food production, I want to stress on the importance of hygiene, even though we'll have someone else who will discuss that. So you'll note chef is wearing a hairnet, also sold at Topserve, right? You want to make sure you've covered your hair so no hair particles are actually entering into the cake and all that. You also want to use food gloves, especially when you're doing your decoration, right? To keep the whole process clean and hygienic. And Topserve also sell the food gloves. So chef, there's a question here that I thought was a good question. Asking, this is a paper topper.
Yeah.
And we just talked about hygiene. How clean or how hygienic is it to use paper toppers on your cake? As chef is thinking about that, I want to say something because I've seen this with a lot of bakers. Before he mentions on the hygiene, please learn to communicate with your clients. Like tell them this is non-edible, right? Especially when you know you're using the paper toppers. So one of the things I'll tell you as we get to the hygiene is always communicating. That means writing a note or printing out something for your client to know that this is non-edible, all right?
Wow. Very good question. Here is the answer. It's just a paper, non-edible. What happens? You do check where you get your materials. For example, you don't walk from your home, you go to cyber, then you print this one and then hand it to a customer. How safe are those papers? You go to a food related shop, for example in Topserve, they are sure what they are giving you as clean because they are relating it to what the customers are buying. When you go there, you buy things like these ones. They are all food related. So they ensure that they maintain cleanliness. Otherwise, if I go to cyber, I'll get the same thing. Yes, but I'm not assured. Yes, I'll get the same paper, but I'm not assured how they've been handling the papers. You go to Topserve, if they want to print something for you, they get that paper from a packaging directly. Then they print it for you. But if you go to the cyber, they just pick it, and then they print it for you. So there you are guaranteed, but in the cyber, you cannot be guaranteed.
I also want to add one more thing. For those of you who want to ensure something, like if you're not sure about if something is clean, you can use a cloth, add some vinegar on it, and wipe maybe the section, like you know how this topper has like a skewer or some wooden thing, right? You just wipe that section with some vinegar and you put it in. So that tends to disinfect to some extent, right, when you're using with food. And as you can see, the paper topper is not exactly touching the cream. So if I at least wipe just the skewer, right, that makes it a bit more hygienic, okay?
So you're going, this being a chocolate cake, you're going to finish on the back part with the chocolate. I'll get this chocolate and then going to use it in decoration.
So as chef gets to that, I want to mention one thing. On top of the vinegar, you can also wipe with a little bit of alcohol. Some of you bakers who use maybe a bit of vodka to do your gold drips, you can also use that because it completely evaporates. Then I also want to mention mixers, the mixer you've seen the chef use, right? So Topserve actually have a variety of mixers, and of course it depends on the capacity you're looking for, whether you're looking for something to do a little or you're looking at your budget. They do have two types of countertop mixers. This is the Merit mixer. Usually this does up to about 3 kgs of cake. If you're thinking cake, that's 5.5 liters, right? And when we're talking about liters, it's how much the bowl actually holds, okay? Then they have another one that's 10 liters as well, right here, the black one. That's like the next size of that one. They do have a Katerina mixer as well. For those of you who are getting serious, you're getting those wedding cake orders every weekend, you can use a Katerina mixer. And also they have a KitchenAid as well, a 4.7 liter one that you can purchase as well. They even have the hand mixers. For those of you who are getting started, you can be using the Merit one. I do want one of them to explain just a little bit more on the mixers that they have available. A minute.
Thanks, Maureen, for that. So just want to explain something simple about mixers. It's a question that we've been asked at the shop most of the time. There's a difference between the mixer we have here, the Merit mixer, and Katerina. And I want to explain just one bit before Chef goes in. You realize the noise. The mixer is quite noisy, but it's also quite affordable. The noise makes it affordable. That's the beauty of the noise. So the quieter it gets, the more expensive because of something called the housing. So this housing is made of ABS plastic to make it affordable. But the other one is metallic, so it absorbs sound. So that's why we have a variety of mixers. Those who want to have quiet baking comes at a price. That's why we have the Katerina that goes at least for 50 or 65,000 currently. The same thing will go for 14,500. So all mixers that we have within the podcast have a 1 year warranty. And got the 10 liter, the black one, which is showcased here outside the stand outside. Then we have a smaller bit of Katerina. And out of the demand from customers, we keep bringing these just the petrol, the oil brush. Then I explain the difference because customers come and ask, oh, what do we want? Why is this a bit noisy and all that? It's because of the mood. It makes it a bit pricey. And we'll also, on the questionnaires you have, we'll be very interested to get feedbacks on the big sounds that you got from us. So we can see how to improve and also resonate with your needs. Thank you.
Okay, we have the cream that we whipped. So medium speed for 7 to 10 minutes. Don't add more speed on it because you're going to make it more airy and then it might mess up with your cake. You're just having bubbles on your cake when you are decorating. So you're going to use the cream to decorate one cake. So we've done a simple decoration at the back of the cake. Can it be presented? Just make it simple by buying all these prints. Okay.
As the cake goes around, there was a question that was raised on the cracking of the cake. That cake was highest yesterday, and as you look at it, it has got no crack at all. That is ambiente. When you whip it at the right temperature, at the right speed, and again check later, we will explain to you the factors that leads to cracking of the creams. There are about 3 factors that we'll tackle later.
Do you have anybody who has a question on the whipped cream or what chef has just done?
Put the cake outside, freezer has to be in the fridge.
Sorry? After icing. After decoration, it's better to keep your cakes in the fridge.
Do you use any oil when you're pouring your mix in that paper?
No. No, but you can still use, but no. You know why? If you are going to add more oil on this one, it's going to demold. If it demolds immediately from the oven, then you'll have a problem to carry it.
Just to explain, demold is like when it kind of comes out of the pan before you want it to, okay? Anyone else has questions?
So we're going to use this one. how to use it. On a flat surface, then you just cut as if you are using a knife. Just moving it forward and backwards, forward and backwards. It's adjustable. You can take any size that you want from here. It's from 1 to 9. Yeah. Is it straight or crooked? So does it make any sense when you're using this one?
Has anyone ever, because of the S's, yeah? Has anybody ever cut a cake and it's crooked? That is why we need that level. Chef, there's somebody who's asking, how do you store your premix? Like, I'm thinking even after they have opened, they have used, they're wondering how to keep storing.
The storage. Being that it's a dry ingredient, after you open, you keep it in the shelf. But you seal the packaging. Just that.
For how long?
For 1 year. Airtight for 1 year.
What chef is trying to illustrate is that once you use the half of this, always make sure that the balance is airtight.
Yeah.
They always come with a shelf life of 1 year. All our cake mix is shelf life of 1 year. But always once you open, the remainder on the balance, make sure it's airtight. So as there are components, there are raising agents. So the moment you just leave it open, it loses the raising agents continues to lose the strength. So it's always advisable. Once you open it, make sure that you airtight the remainder.
So when you're using the premix, the advantage that you have, once you make your cake, it's going to last you for the sateen, the purple velvet, the red velvet, and the dark moist. They're going to last you for 14 days without going bad. For the biscuit, the sponge one, it's going to last you 8 days, then it will go bad. So you can just bake it today, everything today, then you stay for a week without baking. And you store your cakes in the fridge.
So really quickly, I just wanted to tell you guys that there is 2 types of levelers. We will be showing the picture in the group, and it's also at the back. But these, I think I can have some people maybe pass it back there. So these are the 2 options we have for cake levelers.
I have a fruit filling, strawberry, and I still have another one called mixed berries. Same. I have another one called mixed berries. You have mixed berries and then blueberry. Most of you know about the blueberry. Or there are those who doesn't know about the blueberry.
Who here uses fillings when they are decorating their cake? Can you see your hands? So very few people.
Very few. So
interject feelings, maybe need to explain why feelings, sababu tunatumia kama sasa hivi kuna mfumo wa matunda, hiyo feelings zinakuja kama strawberry filling, blueberry filling, and they are cheaper than buying the blueberries at the shop. You can bake with them, you can decorate with them. kwanza explain kabla ude correct, ujaribu kuwape
Sawa.
na hiyo fruit concentration. But in the market kuna fillings mingi, but ours has 55 or 65% fruit, and it's very
Okay. So here is the mixed berries. I think you're going to take it around for tasting later. And the reasons why we're making the mixed berries, strawberry and blueberries is that like right now it's dry season. You might not get the fruits. So if you buy this packaging, you're going to use it in decoration, and still you can use it as to layer your cake. The other thing is that if you are using this one, it's more cheaper compared to buying the real fruit. For example, if you're buying real fruit, it might cost you like, let's say for blueberries, it might cost you like 400 shillings to get a pack. And this one, you can get it at 250 shillings for 100 grams. So you are able to get your fruits, and your cake will get the flavor that you wanted.
I also want to mention that we know sometimes blueberries and strawberries are seasonal, right? So at least when you use the filling, you always have the blueberries or the strawberries available, right?
So this is the ambiente that we're using. Again, don't use the same spoon, not unless it's clean to get the filling from the packaging. Because you get to the cream, and then the cream might spoil in 3, 4, 5 days, then the fruit filling is spoiled. Yeah.
Chef, maybe you can mention somebody's asking the shelf life and storage of the filling.
Okay, the shelf life of the filling is 1 year, but 1 year, and once you open, don't keep it outside. Keep it in the fridge because they are fruits. The concentration of the fruit that we're having here is 70%. For the blueberry, it's 70%. The mixed berry is 70%. The strawberry is 50%, and then the mixed berry is 70%. So you put it in the fridge because it's a real fruit.
Just to add on to what Chef has said, please be careful when you're using the fillings. If you use a spoon that you have licked, right, back to hygiene, you have used with cake, you have used with something else, right? Once that spoon passes through that filling, it starts spoiling, right? So please sterilize your spoons or wash them before using them to add the filling to your cake.
Actually, I want to repeat the issue that we talked about storage mixes after opening. Somebody has said that he did not hear well what we have said. It's advisable that after you open the bag or the tabs, make sure it's always airtight, such that the raising agents still have the strength that should have. Same case to the mixes. When you open them, it's always advisable you refrigerate them to attain the 1 year shelf life.
About the cake mixes, can you add other flavors in the cake mixes? You can. Yes, you can. For example, let's say I need a strawberry cake, and I have the vanilla cake. That's like 13. I can use the strawberry filling, because you can still use it to bake, or the blueberry or the mixed berry, or you can add any other flavor and then mix it with your butter, and then you bake. Then you get a different flavor than from the one that you need.
Actually, the vanilla cake mix that we have is like a base. From that one, you can make as many flavors as you want. You can play around with it the way you want. The only one that you cannot play around with it is the chocolate one. You cannot change it to anything else.
The chocolate, the purple, and the red.
Chocolate, the purple, and the red velvet. But the vanilla one, you can make it, the cookies, you can make it with carrot cake, you can make muffins, you make waffles, the same cake mix, but with different recipe. This time, we will share later.
But Chuck can play with one flavor mint. So mint you can play with chocolate.
Sorry? Mint flavor, you can add the chocolate.
Or
Even the orange. Yeah. So you're still using the same ambiente?
So I also want to mention one, that there is a WhatsApp group for the Nakuru bakers. Anyone here who is not in our WhatsApp group? Right, so there is a sales desk outside where you can give your WhatsApp number and they can add you on there, because we're sending a lot of images, people are asking questions. I want to recognize the fact that we have seen the questions for people who are watching online, and we'll definitely answer them. But if you want to be in the know, you want to be in the loop, please make sure you're in our WhatsApp group, okay? I also want to mention that you should all have survey forms. So everybody here have a survey form. Who does not have a form? Right. So make sure you have that survey form, because you're gonna give feedback to Topserve, and at the end of the open day, they will actually give prizes for anybody who fills that form, okay?
So I've used this one. I've used the two of them. This one on the top, this one on the side. And the cream still stays intact. Yeah, the scraper.
So he's mentioning the scraper, that's what he's used to smoothen the sides. So you don't always have to use a palette knife. You can also use a scraper to do your decoration. Again, that's going to be displayed and also shared into the group.
So we are going to add gel to the fruit filling, and then you put it on top, and then the sides we are going to use the chocolates. You can use it the way it is, or you can add colors on it and then you pour on top of your cake. You can melt it, or you can just add water and then to pour on the cake. You can add it to the fruits, fruit filling, mix it, pour on the cake. You can still use it to glaze your fruits. Yeah. Yes? Sorry? It's a neutral glaze. Neutral glaze.
Neutral glaze.
Yes.
I think we can have that sent into the WhatsApp group. That's what he's using.
So you can take it, mix it, or you can still use whisk, mix it till lightens, then add water, or melt it a little bit in the microwave, and then pour on the cake. Still, you can add food color. For example,
So Chef, somebody is asking, are you adding hot or cold water to that?
you can use cold or warm water. The warm one comes better. Food color. Food color. Add a powder and sour. Give it a gel better. Add a tree. So using yellow gel. You mix it. Then you add water now. The question is the percentage of water used. Sorry, 0 point. Okay, if you have a gel of 100 grams, you're adding water 30%. That is, if you're not taking it to the microwave. If you're taking it to the microwave, you can take it the way it is or add 10% water. So if it's 100, 10% of water is how many grams? 10 grams.
What's 10% of 100 grams? 10.
Yeah. 30% is 30 grams.
In grams. I think maybe that's why you guys are confused. You can measure liquids on a weighing scale, right?
Do you all have weighing scales?
And if you don't, Topserve sells weighing scales. Okay?
Sorry? 100 grams, 30%. Yeah. If you get warm water, better.
How many here have ever used this glaze? Show of hands. Higher. All right. Thank you.
Hmm? Yeah. Yes.
Is it possible to add flavor to the glaze?
Yeah. It's a neutral glaze, so you can add any flavor that you want. Percentage of the flavor. Now there it will depend. For example, if you want more of lemon, you can add like 1 to 2%, so that you don't add a lot, or 0 point something. If you want something like strawberry, 0 point something, 0.8, 1 or 1 to 2.
So as you can see, chef is, to do decoration, he needs to use a piping bag and a nozzle to actually complete the decoration. And Topserve actually offer different types of nozzles and different types of piping bags as well. I have a question for those who are paying attention. Chef was talking about chocolate. There are two types of molds you can use when we're doing chocolate decorations. Who can tell me one of them?
Asijakuwa ready. Asilazimisha tu.
Silicone for you.
So I will give somebody a surprise. Good job. Carbonate. So Topserve actually have both silicone and the polycarbonate molds when you're doing the chocolate decoration.
Hmm? How much? She's going to give 200 shillings. 200 shillings is one. So I think everybody have seen what I've done. I had this piece inside here, like that. So you just press, and then it comes out. just like that. So it's easier. But you have to ensure that your chocolate has cooled enough. So don't take it from the table when it has not even stabilized, and then you remove it. It will stick everywhere. Okay?
For making much tasty the chocolate, we can use groundnut, we can crush groundnut or either any dry fruits we can do. So at least the kids will be very happy with this.
Yeah.
Anyone have a question for Chef when it comes to the chocolate cream?
Just a simple one. Costing ya? Hey. Utapata ni very cheap sana. Bado ijamaliza. Acha nione.
There's a question here for the glaze. Somebody's asking, can you cover the sides of the cake with glaze or only the top?
You can even cover the cake the way it is full with the glaze. You can use it for drippings and still stand. Or do you want us to do it? We cover it full.
And for the next question, I just want to mention, since I've seen you hold chocolate, somebody asked about the chocolate, maybe you'll go over it. When we melt the chocolate, it has particles.
Okay. When you are using this mold, the good thing about it, you are able to see whether it has detached from the mold. When you are using the plastic one, you are not able to see. So you just guess in your mind, now it's ready. But this one, you just check the back part of it. If it detaches, it will be like free. When it has the chocolate, you see it attached here. If it doesn't have if it cools enough, it detaches itself. Like right now, it comes out by itself. So between the two, this and this one, which one is more shiny? You can't see. Okay. That one? Yeah, those two. Even this one. Yeah. Just put this there. These ones are from the plastic. This is about spraying still, but we're going to use it to cover the whole cake with gel. Nasapata kabol kani ka plastic. Nataka ni warm. Hiyo microwave inaweza kama inaweza nini? Nataka kutumia hii. Nasema hii microwave ikae mahali naweza tumia kwa nini? Kumelt kwa situmii hii. can still use. Just tap it. Can? Hakuna mashine natumia saa hii hapa. Hakuna mashine natumia. Excuse. Excuse. Ama. Okay, sawa. Lete tu. Hizi jiko ziko. Vijiko. Niche kama uko nazo. Vijiko.
Plastic ones.
Yeah.
You know that in the cake type, just mention to people like the nozzle you used.
This one. Something, I think it's 18B. 22. 1M. Kina kando kushinda ni 1M. 1M.
Someone had asked about the cake with the neutral glaze with piping on top. So I just want to mention that nozzles actually have different numbers on the sides, right? You'll notice these numbers. The authentic ones have the numbers, okay? And so there's small, medium, and large nozzles, and the one he was using is a 1M, right? Chef, there's also a question about your fillings. Somebody's asking if you use the fillings in any type of cake or in specific types of cakes that use a filling.
You can use the filling on specific types of cake. For example, you can't tell me that you're going to use a strawberry filling for a blueberry cake. So be specific. You want a strawberry cake? It's a strawberry. Mixed berries covers a wider range because mixed berries are a mixture of flavors. So you can use it for any other cake. But for the strawberry and blueberry, it's the two of the cakes. There's somebody who asked about the particles in chocolate. Why do you have particles in chocolate? Where do you warm your chocolate? In the oven?
I double boil, but when I put in the microwave, inatokeleza particles.
Uh-huh. Unafunikia na bado iko na particles. The only problem that you have when you put in the microwave, how long does it take? No, nitakata. 15 seconds, you can't melt chocolate. Yeah. So you put in the microwave for first 30 seconds, then it starts melting. You mix it, then you take it back to the microwave for 15 seconds, then another 15 seconds, then another 15 seconds. Then it will be ready. You put for 45 minutes. At the center of the container, it will start burning. And that's the source of the particles. Yes? Plastic ones. Yeah. Yeah? Okay. I'm repeating what I said. Once you want to melt your chocolate, cut into small particles first. Then, in a plastic container, to the microwave. First 30 seconds, you remove it from the microwave, mix it. Back the microwave for 15 seconds, stir again. Back to the microwave for another 15 seconds, stir again, and then check if it's ready. If it's not ready, take it back for another 15 minutes. You'll have a good chocolate. With particles, if you take it for 45 minutes, at the center of the container it will start to burn. But on the other side, on the sides and then on top, it's not ready. So once you mix, those particles from the burnt part will spread all over the chocolate, and then you'll have it all through. How to solve that problem? Make sure that you have a good sieve. You sieve all those particles, and then you can use your chocolate. Any other question?
I have a question.
Yes?
When I'm melting my chocolate,
Mhm.
I usually add the spin, okay, the whipping cream.
Yeah?
Is it wrong?
It's not wrong to add cream, but at what stage? Sorry? What stage do you add the cream?
Okay, I boil some water.
Hmm.
When it is hot, the bowl naekelea juu, alafu I add the cream. When the cream is hot, that's the place I add the chocolate, then I mix.
The size of the chocolate? Small particles or large particles?
Okay, I grate my chocolate.
Okay. It's good you start with you warm the chocolate first. You warm the cream first, and then you add the chocolate, and then you stir. Before you take it back to bain-marie, make sure that you check the consistency of the chocolate. Then take it back, warm again, and then you mix. And then you get a good ganache. But with some creams, it tends to burn when you heat the cream. True or false? So you check on the type of cream that you are using. If it can't burn fast. So if it's going to burn fast, you'll be forced to first melt the chocolate, then you add the cream, then you warm together. Okay?
So just to add on again, in the beginning, for those of you who are not here, one of the things, or three of the things we are stressing in this particular open day. One is proper training for bakers, right? The reason I bring that up is you'll be able to know the differences between melted chocolate and what she talked about, which is ganache, right? And ganache itself has different types of ganache, right? So it's important to sign up for a class so you can know what are the differences, how do I make it, how do I do this drip, what's the difference between just doing chocolate and just doing the ganache. So I will stress, and other people will come here and stress the importance of signing up for the class, right? Hopefully something that's 4 days or more, so that you're able to learn what you need to learn and practice and see how they actually work. Because this is just our chef demonstrating what it is. So you need to sign up for class to figure out how the differences and how things work, okay?
About the stencils, can you use them in creams? Stencils. You can use them in creams. Yes. Yes or no? I cover around? So we do the finishing. Cartoons za kuwekelea juu. Cartoons za kuwekelea juu. Cartoons. Tuwekelee tu kwa hizi. Labda kidogo sana kwa time yangu imeisha.
So somebody has asked a question about the chocolate molds, and they're asking what if they want the decoration to be colored instead of brown, what should they do?
Yeah, you can color the molds. Instead of coloring the chocolate, you color the molds by, there's a machine for chocolate, not this one. But you can still use this one to spray on the mold, the color. Sorry? White chocolate, yes, you can add color to white chocolate. There's where the problem is. How do you add the color to the chocolate? There are colored cocoa butters. So just melt the cocoa butter that is colored and pour on the white chocolate. Just put slightly, you stir, you see whether it's the color that you needed. If there's one that you needed, then you can transfer the chocolate, the molds, and then you let it rest on the table for like 15-20 minutes, then you put in the fridge. Don't just put in the tray on the mold and then take direct to the fridge. Let it stand on the table. Then if it is coloring the chocolate by colors, if it's not oil-based, don't use it because you'll be forced to add water and then it will interfere with the texture of the chocolate.
And just to add on to what he said, Topserve have cocoa butter that you can use for that chocolate that she's talking about that is colored. You can just buy them, melt them, and mold into whatever shape you want. They'll be sending that into the WhatsApp group and they have it in the shop. You can buy that instead. Anyone else has question on chocolate or the glaze?
Okay,
let me just add something on coloring of chocolate. We have some go around. We have specifically colors that are oil-based. Again, you can't color chocolate with the water-based color because you get some streaks. The water phase with the oil based. For the chocolate colors, when you go to the shop, they are editable. They are chocolate paints. Chocolate colors. If you want to paint chocolate, there are specifically those colors for that. If you want to color chocolate, they specifically for that. So the difference between the paint and the color. Painting is for those who are artistic and will want to paint melted chocolate. So there is color that you can mix with the chocolate that you are melting. Again, apart from sugar flare, UK, because at least they have the advanced technology to get it. So all the way from the normal colors, shades, you have blue, green, the rainbow colors, to rose gold, to metallic gold. What I'm holding here is rose gold. There are people who want the chocolate to be extra white. There's also extra white chocolate color. So the variety is huge. Just that the application has to be very careful that you can't mix paints and colors. Thank you.
If I may ask, are they the same as candy colors? They are the same. Can you differentiate?
I want to explain. Every brand has how it works. Like the candy colors, Sugar Flare does not do candy colors. They do chocolate colors. So if you do the candy colors, again, it will be important to know which brand is doing candy colors and now to understand their consistency. Because the candy colors and chocolate, we're talking about two different consistencies. Candy and chocolate are different consistencies. And not something we would want to defend in something that is not tested. So now again, maybe for self-discovery. But what we are sure about is chocolate colors for chocolate purposes. Yep.
Anyone else have a question? Anyone?
Okay, this is the same ambiente that we started. We mixed, still stable. It was like it's not ready after mixing, but right now it's hardening with time. So if you over whip it, or maybe you whisk it when it's not ready and it's not chilled enough, that's the high time you get the cream is running. Then make sure that you use slow speed to mix. So you're going to mix Diana right now, and then we see how it performs. So glaze, you're okay with it?
Can we have
The
one
cost.
meeting? Are we all here? Can I hear yes, yes? Can I hear yes, yes? All right, so we have one meeting. Thank you.
So when we are talking about the premixes, let's discuss about the costings. How you prepare your cake, how you get, where you get, and then you get your margin. And then you compare it to the one that you do from scratch. And then from there you know where you are and how you will do your business. Now I'll start with the Tegra cream cake. It is a premix that is so versatile. You can use it in making cakes, muffins, cookies, waffles. You can use it to do a number of things. So if you're doing cakes, 1 kg of it, it's at 780 shillings.
So I just want to mention that the costing has actually been sent into the group.
Okay.
It's an Excel sheet, so we won't really do the mathematics.
Okay.
At least you have a breakdown on how much it will cost, right?
Okay. So you have it in your gadgets. So what you're discussing is that the price, what you can see there is the total cost of 1 kg cake. Then from there, you have the margin that has been added of 30%, the labor charges, and another one of 50%. And then what you see at the bottom is the selling price of the cake. It's like you find out that in 1 kg of a certain cake, the cost is coming around 900 and something. So once you add the margin, the cost of finished product, that's after decoration. And then from there, if you add your margin, it's going to come to around 1200 and something.
Have you guys seen that Excel sheet in our WhatsApp group? I feel like you have not seen. Have you seen that Excel sheet? No? Have you opened the WhatsApp group? Did you just say no? From MIS? Oh, for those who are who's in the group right now? Do you see it? Okay. Don't worry, somebody will be adding you into the WhatsApp group in a bit when we finish signing up.
So have you all seen it? That's a certain that you can use it for muffins and cakes and the waffles and cookies, but with the different recipes. I think Joseph will be outside there in case you need the extra recipes, and you'll be given. So according to what you can see there, compared to the one that you do from the scratch, and then the time that your cake is going to take after baking compared to the scratch, the flavors that you make from that one, I think there will be a difference, and a big difference. Why? The cake will stay moist for those 14 days. The longer it stays, the moist it becomes. Unlike the one from the scratch, it's the opposite. So you are guaranteed, even after the 10th day, you are giving your customer a product that is still good and still moist. Unlike if I do it from the scratch like today, after 2-3 days, then it hardens. That means if I have not sold the cake, it's still in the shelf, I've lost some amount. True? So the best thing, to take you to the issue of the premix, consider a number of things. One, the cost, which you find out that okay, I don't know your costs from the scratch, but if you compare the two, there's not that big margin. On the one from the scratch, from the premix, you are able to sell it even after 7 days. But the one from the scratch, in the 7th day is too dry to sell. True or false? So the best thing to do, in order not to lose that amount, it's better you go the premix way so that you can be able to get your money without losing it through drying or through the cake getting bad. So we have the certain cream cake. Then from there, we have the biscuits, Tegro biscuit. It's a sponge mix. And this is the satin we are talking about. This is what you get from it. You are going to taste it, and then you're going to give me feedback from there. Then we have the sponge one. Okay, it was pressed on the way because it was baked in Nairobi, and we still have it here. So this cake, after baking, you can store it for 8 to 9 days and still be good to sell. The more it stays, the softer it becomes, or the more moist it becomes. And it's more spongy. You're going to touch it, all of you, and then you're going to tell me how you feel it from there. Then we have the red velvet. You have the premix with us. This is 1 kg. And we have a cake from it. This is the red velvet that you have. So you're going to see it. The price, you've seen the prices on there of the premix and the number of cakes that you can make. Because I think at 300 and something grams, you're able to make 1 kg. So the cost is low, and we're able to produce a lot of cakes. The other cake that we have is the purple velvet. Here it is, and this is the premix. And you get the real purple, the color. You're not going to add color, it has color. Then the taste. Let me keep quiet on that one, then you're going to give me feedback from it. Sour. Then we have the moist cake, which you don't have right here. That cake, once you bake it, it will be flat and more moist. It's expensive, yes, I agree, but the texture from it is a cake that you can eat and eat and eat. That one, I think you find it in Topserve, and then the recipes are on the packaging, and if you need more recipes from the company, they will be in a position to share it because they'll get it easier. Okay? So from there, the fruit fillings you know about, the blueberry, mixed berry, and the strawberry, but we're coming up with a new one, which will be out in like less than a month, the passion fruit filling. I think we have something to sample from there, then you give us feedback. Diana, you know about it. So the glaze you've seen, have nothing about more to talk about the products, not unless you have a question.
Anyone has any question about the premixes? Anyone?
As I mix them in.
Thank you so much for the presentation. It was very insightful. I would like to ask, in what sizes do the premixes come in? Is it only the 1 kgs or is there more, like 5 kgs, 10 kgs, and the like?
Okay, we have a packaging of 1 kg, a packaging of 10 kg, and a packaging of 15 kg. I think at Topserve we have all the sizes, so you're able to get them. Any other question?
So someone is asking, when it comes to the sponge cake, is it very moist or do you have to moisten it with some syrup?
It's very moist. You don't have to moisten it. But I think once you touch it, you're going to tell me more about it. Yeah.
Someone is requesting for you to quickly explain how to use the premix. Like, do they have to mix like a regular cake, or they're asking exactly how is it mixed?
How to mix. With the premix, it's very easy to mix, unlike the one from the scratch. From the scratch, you're doing it, you butter, sugar for 10 to 15, 20 minutes. Then you add the liquids, then you add the dry ingredient, then you're done. This one, you put everything together, you mix for 5 to 6 minutes, then you're done. It's indicated in what you have been shared. So it's 1 minute slow, 5 to 6 minutes for medium speed, or fast speed if it's a sponge, and you're done. So 7 minutes or 8 minutes, you are done with mixing. Then you bake. Any other question?
Anyone else have a question?
Kuna scale mahali. Scale. How to, okay. Kuna grupu ingine iko ready kukusaidia kukatakata. Kuna grupu ingine iko pale nje kusaidia kukatakata. So si lazima ukate peke yako, wako wengi sana. Yapo ya nne. Sawa. Sawa. Just a minute. I need a scale. Acha tufanye tu manually. So we whip the powder cream. Diana, you add either water or milk. With milk is more tastier than doing it with water. It has a ratio of 1:2. But there's somebody who asked about if you want it to be more hard, what should you do? Anybody with an idea? No idea? So, okay, she's there.
It's just a trial.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure you are, or if it is milk,
it is well freezed. Okay, if you are icing your cake in the morning, you have to ensure that your milk stays in the fridge so that it can be more cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good. Okay. If you want the cream to be more firm, what you'll do, it's -1. That means you're going to reduce the liquid by 1%. That's like 10 to 50 grams, and then it will be more firm for a long period. That is for those people who are using Diana to make cakes for weddings. Sawa? Any other question? So we whip. Ratio is 1:2. I don't have a weighing scale, so I'm going. Zote zimetumika. I had another bowl, but I cannot find it. There were 2. Yeah, it's there. It's used. It's used. It's used. Yeah. Yeah. Tuko na like how many minutes? Tuko na 15 minutes, harakisha. 15 minutes. So you start with the liquids, then you add the powder. Why are we doing that? Sorry? The ratio 1:2. That is, liquid is 2, the dry ingredient is 1. That means if it's 100 grams of this, you add 200 grams of water. Then you mix for how many minutes? Sorry? Mixing time? Sorry? Water is 2. The liquid is 2. The dry ingredient is 1. Yeah. So you're going to measure with this bowl. It's from Topserve. Just there. So I just hold it like this and pour water. Ni kweli? Hai, mendanganya. So you're going to mix 250 grams with 500 grams of water. So you place the bowl on a flat surface, like that, and then you pour your liquid. Then you measure from there, because if you bend it like this, you will have poured a lot of water than you are expected to. So that's 500. No, I'm not using a scale. I'm using the measurements on the side of the bowl. Yeah. Then I pour the liquid. One thing I've remembered, the packaging is 500 grams, and I don't have a scale. And dry ingredients and water, they're not the same quantities. So I'll use 1 liter for 500 grams of the powder. But cold water. going to be runny. Yeah. Creams, you should use chilled water, or you chill the cream if it's liquid, in liquid form. But if it's a dry ingredient, put it in the shelves, but the liquid that you're going to use, make it cold enough. And I pour the powder. Then I mix at slow speed for 1 minute. For 1 minute.
So Chef, somebody was asking what happens if you use hot water or room temperature water?
For cream.
What is that?
For Diana. The cream has got stabilizers. If you've ever done that, you saw that you pour the hot water on the cream and then it was like sticky. So you are not able to use it. So don't use hot water or warm water. Use cold water. Okay, when you are using a water at room temperature, you can mix it, fine, but it will be like running, so it won't help you a lot. Then you change to high speed. Kusaidia kukata wako hapa.
Actually, there are 2 people, so I'm going to start going and distributing the cake. Yeah, nakuja anaongezea. So please tell them that we're about to bring them to where they're sitting.
Okay.
The cake, waambie tu.
So as the cream mixes, you're going to spread the cakes for you to taste, but just stay where you are. You're going to get a piece. Okay? There are 2 or 3 people who are going to go around and they spread it.
In 5 minutes and you're finishing. So this is just to show them that it is no decoration.
Diana and Diana and water. Water only. Sorry?
Somebody has mentioned is that aftertaste, when we use the Diana, what should we do about that?
Aftertaste. The good thing with Diana, you can add flavor. And then you get the taste that you need. But may I ask, which aftertaste? Bitter or?
They mentioned it's a bitter aftertaste, like after swallowing the cream.
Okay. So, after swallowing, so which liquid do you use? Okay. With water. Maybe kuna hiyo taste.
Anybody else got a nut? Is there an aftertaste? Anyone? Hans, who uses Diana here? And who has felt that after or tasted an aftertaste? Something about 2 or 3 hands. Okay.
if you're using milk, it's hard to feel it. But if you're using water, you can feel it. But this comes out because of mixing. If it's not properly mixed, you will feel that taste. Because Diana, once you mix it, it starts thickening within the third minute. But you should whip for around 6-7 minutes so that you dissolve everything completely. Because these are particles. If you don't dissolve it completely, then you'll have the taste of those particles. That's what you'll be feeling. Yeah.
Also, I want to mention as applicants, I think we have some people as well. So today we'll be sharing. Like as we can look at meeting, maybe you can share 2 or 3 people. So we can have some people sit down, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, here is the cream.
Chef, maybe the last question they have asked, how long do you make this, Diana?
Depending with your machine, if it's high enough, 6 minutes. If it's not very high, you can even go to 9 minutes. But remember one thing, when we are mixing, that friction increases the temperatures. So the liquid, if it's not cold enough, you might find that your cream is not forming. Because the more you whip, the temperature rises. So it's between 6 and 8 minutes.